Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Belinda, and this is Just Be Yoga, and we're beginning our home yoga practice live class this morning on Thursday, July 23. Our theme this week, or the practice element, is beginner's mind and beginning again. Please make yourselves comfortable. We'll have our check-in in a moment. I really strive to be as open and authentic and vulnerable as I can as I teach and as I learn. And this virtual space has also certainly given me, new areas and aspects to learn to teach through and to be authentic. A part of yoga and these practices, whether we're talking about any Eastern philosophical practice, is Sangha. And Sangha is community. Um, we wouldn't be able to do any of this were it not for community, right? There would be nothing to exchange if I didn't have a student, anyone who came to the studio, anyone who's on the other side of this screen, and how we carry whatever seeds that we share and share with others is like propagation of Sangha. And before I start practice today, I wanted to bring as much of an authentic space as I can with my practice, right, and what I'm practicing through. And over the last few weeks, I've been practicing through and with um, fear and grief and sadness because the pandemic has hit home for um, some of Just Be Yoga's deepest sangha. So I'm going to share a picture. Oh, it got pixelated. I don't know if it's showing. With me since I first got trained as a yoga instructor, and then followed me to Just Be Yoga, and they're now in 4 different corners of the world of the United States, and they're still practicing with um, virtual. What am I trying to say? Virtual private sessions with me. Um, Please send as much of whatever prayer, whatever mantra, whatever is your practice of some support and love to Dr. Dali, because she has lost 2 family members in the last 2 weeks to this COVID. Um, I have felt the pain of lots of our Just Be Yoga family who have been affected by this, and it's been interesting to feel this empathy, and wonder where that's coming from, and it's coming from feeling connected and understanding that none of us lives in a silo. For as much as we may feel this isolation, we don't live in isolation. We live by our connection with others. And that peanut gallery, of the photo that I just shared with you, has allowed me to be a part of their journey, and their journey of striving, their journey of disappointments, their journey of joy and laughter, and throughout it all, trying to maintain some sort of practice to stay whole and true. So I share that because as I sit and practice, and when I'm sharing and teaching, so to speak, I'm also navigating and feeling my way. And some days it's like I'm dragging. And some days I'm what I would say is my normal peppy self. Um, and I don't try to pretend, but I haven't necessarily like worn it all completely on my sleeve. This isn't meant to take anything from the experience that our friends are dealing with, but I am sharing that it's a part of my journey as well, and that grief and that sense of futility that maybe some of us are experiencing, it's valid. And we've got to give it an authenticity, a space of living and breathing. Otherwise, it also gets cooped up. So we'll start with our check in this morning. And as we breathe in and out, knowing that we're also breathing in and out collectively, breathing in and out with the impermanence of life, with its joy and its pain, with its struggle and its ease. And I know that as I'm checking in now with my body, I'm feeling where I'm carrying that ease or that pain or that sadness, that futility. And I can feel where I've been tightening inside of me against an emotion, against the stress. And I try to invite it into the breath. So let's check in with our physical body. Check in with our breath. Be grateful for the breath. I'm checking in with what it is that I'm supposed to be doing with this breath today and trying to be genuine to that. Not putting on airs, and certainly giving gratitude for the breath that I have. Living it to its fullest. And noticing the distraction in my mind. And that's where I am today. So as we check in, this is where we are. I'm not trying to impose my space on you. And at the same time, I want to have an empathy and a shared understanding of whatever it is that you're bringing with you onto your mat. So if you're joining, home yoga practice is about developing a personal practice of yoga on your home, unaided, but maybe with a plan. So we have a structure to this of setting a plan for the beginning of our week, whether it's just love. It could be one-legged balance. What is our focal point? Then a dedicated amount of time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. And how do we hold ourselves accountable to that? And then what do we observe along the way as we explore that journey throughout the week? And then what guidance are we receiving to help us navigate whatever our chosen practice plan is? Within that, each week we're developing a way of having a little bit of theme. So this week that theme is beginner's mind. Beginning and beginning again. And noticing our resistance or how much we like to lean into that. So I'd like to start today with an Om. Oms really help me feel connected to infinite source. You know, some people want to call that God. I call it source. Some call it the Great Spirit. Whatever it is, connecting to one another. So if you'd like, wide open throat, relaxing the diaphragm. If this is new and uncomfortable for you, approach it from that beginner's mind. What could I learn? Bringing in that wonder and that innocence of beginning. Wide open throat, deep breath in. Lengthening our legs out toward the front of the mat. All right, so follow along as best is comfortable for you. I'll try to always offer some modifications and variations. These are all set in ways for hopefully for you to develop ways of being in your dedicated time that you've allotted for yourself for your practice. What is it that you're practicing? I try to bring some balance to the types of movements, breaths, and other various exercises to complement our entire yoga experience. We'll point and flex, waking up the bottoms of the feet, sitting up tall. Experience this moment. Now, if being in this shape, in this Dandasana, is not unfamiliar to you, bring your focus and attention to this moment, millisecond, and then notice the transience of time. So therefore, every new millisecond is a new beginning. What are we doing with the opportunity of that new beginning in our awareness, in our observation? How are we experiencing this moment? How are we accepting it? All right. And then we'll rotate the hips and the thigh bone, open and close. What is awakening as far as what I'm experiencing in the flesh, in my pelvis, in my groin? What are we awakening? What am I confronting in this moment as a beginner? Confronting patience. Confronting limitation of physical movement. Confronting an expectation. Good. A few pelvic tilts, rocking, and just waking up the low back, waking up our sensory area of these hips. Sense pleasure, sensory stimulation, and a gentle twist. Feeling the central nervous system conduit of our spine. That spine that carries the messages from our brain all the way through the rest of this physical body. But are we occupying our breath body, our mental body, our spiritual body at the same time? And gentle twist. Now I'm keeping my legs active, squeezing the thighs, flexing the toes, bringing an aliveness and activated state in those legs. You don't have to. Could we begin there? Did we notice if we let something go? If we did let it go, can we re-begin? How do we re-begin? Are we harsh with ourselves and our words? And breath in, lifting up, exhale, hinge forward. Now this might feel extreme, especially with how I tend to like to start class. I don't usually want to start in this fully lengthened space. So I'm changing things up. It's often a nice way to invite beginner's mind. Our Thursday theme is generally new edges, doing things differently or learning something new. Breath. So that goes really handily with beginner's mind. Can you experience your breath in a new way? Could you draw in a deeper breath without forcing? What does that take? How do we navigate and communicate with our bodies and our minds? And rolling that spine up. Good. Let's take the left arm across, hook under it, twist. Now try to move the upper body and not the bottom body. New way of doing things. Squeeze the thighs, push the legs down. What are we feeling in the back of that arm? What wants to move? What wants to give? Could you begin in the twist again? Could you begin a little bit more? And release. Stay there if you like. Maybe you always release really early. Maybe you always release on a cueing. Begin. Try something new. Breath. And release. Good. We'll make our way to our hands and knees. Stacking wrists beneath your shoulders, knees underneath of the hip bones. Good, and a few cat and cows lubricating the spine. Now I'm not going to cue here what to change. It's up to you. Maybe you want to close your eyes. Just choose one thing. Maybe it's bringing your attention to one digit. Make it something that might feel extraordinary or out of the ordinary, or maybe even on the realm of ridiculous. Just say, I'm going to keep my attention there and explore and begin. How is that area experiencing or contributing to what is going on? And we'll reach the right leg back, extend, reaching that left arm forward, extend. Could I lengthen from the belly? Breath. Where are we tightening? Are we still accepting this with the wonder of a beginner's mind, of a child, of an infant? Or are we trying to perfect something that wouldn't be that infant? And switch it out. Take your time. Observe. Feel. Feel what stabilizes. Feel what wobbles. Don't try to change any of it. We're just noticing. Yoking. Yoking. Yoga means to yoke, to bind. Connect the mind to what is going on, not to try to control it. Breath. Connect your mind to what is going on, not trying to control it. What is going on in one knee? What is going on in your organs? And then begin and explore and observe again. Wipe the slate clean of what you have observed 2 seconds ago. And bring the hand down, knee down, tucking the toes. And see about lifting the hips, straightening the legs, straightening the arms, extending the hips upward, letting the head release down. Breath. Softening the neck, softening your jaw. Let's bring the left knee down, spin the right foot flat. Now, if you were to look at your left toes, try to have those left toes aiming into the center of the right foot, into the arch, like a capital T. Thrusting the hips forward toward the screen. And then maybe your right hand comes to your hip. And then begin to observe, what is the right foot doing? What is the left arm doing? What is the rib cage doing? What am I accepting in the joint in my left shoulder? What am I not accepting in my mind? Breath. Perhaps you start to explore lifting that right leg. That could be 1 inch. If you can apply some energy through the right heel, you might provide some stability in that leg, and that possibly could steady us. Depends on how much energy you apply to the lift, you apply to the left arm. That right leg, left arm, belly, chest, all have to work together and communicate. Breath. Maybe you feel as though you have enough stability to lift that right arm up. Breath. Now, some of you may wish to bring your right heel toward your right butt and then extend the leg back out. That could be a new edge, a new exploration. Where is your mind? Are you trying to perfect something? Let's invite our inner infant, our inner toddler. And then last new edge. Some may want to take that right hand, reach back gently, and see if it connects with your right foot or ankle. It may not. Notice even your desire to make it so. And are we accepting? Breath, maybe back off and just keep bending the leg. How much grace and acceptance as we begin and begin again. Because beginning requires a humility, doesn't it? Beginning requires that acceptance of what is, not what we want it to be. And then possibly release, slow, reach. How do we come back to the earth? Observe how you do it. Breath, feel. Feel the body eventually coming back in contact, various limbs becoming more substantial as it lets that weight settle in. I am going to shake out my left wrist, do a few rotations, because that body weight was compressing into there. So I'm listening, it's communicating to me, I'm taking the time that it is asking of me. I don't always do that. Notice if I brought the top of that wrist down, and that's really helping alleviate all of that compressed energy. And then I'll tuck the toes. If you want to find another down dog, great. If you'd like to do a cat and cow, great. Maybe start to begin practicing doing something differently rather than just what is being cued. Breath in, breath out. Wherever we've chosen to be. Connect in now with what it is you've chosen you want to be practicing this week on your mat, practicing this week in the skin you're in. And if we wanted to practice it, maybe we're confronting right now, what does it take for me to do the thing that I say that I think will offer me some balance, some centering that my spirit is yearning for? What do I have to do to make it so? Or am I requiring someone else? Am I turning those reins over to someone else for my well-being? Well, come on down if you aren't already down. I'm just going to switch sides. And we'll bring that right knee down. We're going to lengthen that left leg back, spinning it flat. Do your alignment. Take the time. And maybe play with beginning of how much focus do I give to setting my foundation. Right hand beneath the face. Feel that left foot, feel the right thigh. And then thrust the groin toward the camera, turning that body into that sideways plane. And experience this perspective. I am greatly feeling a difference in how my body wants to carry itself on this side. Some would say more wobbly. I'm saying that it feels like everything is trying. My upper arm is trying. My left leg, just tried too much and almost knocked me over. Working out that balancing of coordination. If you want, maybe turn the gaze up. Maybe we've never done that. Left hand is on the hip. You can use that to guide the tailbone. Touch is a wonderful tool in our practice to brighten our awareness. Touching your belly, your ribs. This is your frame, your body, your earth suit. Can you touch it? This is what is holding your spirit. Perhaps you're lengthening that left arm up. Some of you are wanting to lift that left leg. Now, you don't have to. Just because we did something on one side doesn't mean that we need to do it on this side. Doesn't mean it's going to look the same, feel the same. It shouldn't. It's a whole different side. Bring that wonder into this side and make it be wonder and not criticism. And I'm just calling myself out because I felt myself going, what is going on with my right hip? And that was a really harsh voice. And I really don't want to do that. Like, life is harsh enough. The last thing Belinda needs to do is apply more harshness. And I'm going to laugh at that. I'm going to bend this left knee. and lengthen it back. I think I'm going to call that good because actually my low back on this left side, supporting, holding the weight of this left leg, it's kind of saying, it's not happy. So I'm not going to try to grab that foot here. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't if that's something that you're wishing to explore. Beginner's mind, trying new things, not going beyond our edges, confronting maybe a fear, a resistance. What is that? When you're ready, we'll bring both arms down. Notice how we get there. Bringing that knee down. And we'll explore child's pose. In the child's pose, I'm going to work this right wrist just as I did on the other side. Knees can be wide or together. Letting go. There was so much exerting, so much efforting going on in that space. If you're wanting to know what that was called, it's a variation of Vashisthasana or side plank. Breath. Let go. All those muscles that were just gripping and holding and balancing and turning. Can you tell them it's okay? They don't have to keep firing right now. Are you able to notice if they're still firing? Good. We'll lengthen the arms out toward the front of the mat. Coming forward to hands and knees, tucking the toes, lifting the hips down dog. You could stay at hands and knees. Maybe pedaling the heels up and down, noticing something different in the backs of the calves, sides of the calves, inside of the ankles, outside of the ankles. The skin around your heels, skin in between your toes. And then pressing both heels back. I'm not saying they ever have to touch the earth. Notice the demands you put on yourself, your yoga. Try to have your yoga not be a performance. So then we don't have to give ourselves a performance evaluation. Breath in, tilt the tailbone up. Exhale, we're going to travel our way up to the top of the mat. Take as many steps as you need. Just observe how you get there. Half flat back, lifting the spine. Exhale, let the upper body go. We'll roll the spine up, taking your time, observing parts of your neck, your mid-back, your waist, your legs, your visual field as you rise. Inhale, lift. Root the legs down, lengthen the rib cage. Exhale, hinging at the hips, letting the upper body go. Breath in, expansion. Feel that breath of life. What are we doing with our breath right now? What are we expressing with it? What are we manifesting with it? In our spirit, in our mentality. Plant the palms, stepping back to plank. Choose your plank. Your knees could be down. What are we practicing with our breath, with our bodies right here? Lower down to your bellies. What's possible for us to feel, to let go of controlling? Breath in, offering the heart. Don't look at my body. Lift to the point of no strain, but lift to the point of knowing that you're lifting. Relax the belly. And downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. I like to change things differently about the down dog, so I like to step the feet maybe wider or closer together. Change something. Remember, new edges. What does changing that awaken for us in our awareness in our bodies? Looking forward, let's step, walk, jump the feet up. Breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, step it back. Maybe use those knees. Exhale, lower down. Breath in, lift the chest. Breath out, down dog. Breath in, look up. Breath out, step, walk, jump. Breath in, lift the chest. Breath out, let it go. Breath in, come up, hands to prayer. What changed? Where did our minds go? Where did our intentions go as we did something differently? All right. We're going to bend the knees, sink the butt back, finding a chair. I'm going to turn sideways now and again, and then I'm going to turn front ways because you guys need to be able to see all kinds of angles. All right, trying to pull these knees back so that they're not jutting forward over those toes. Chest is lifting. I'm going to start with my left leg, crossing my left ankle over that right knee. Many of you are going to need to just start to own your practice now because you might need to come out of this a lot sooner than others. So honor that. Come back to your chair, your two-legged chair, whenever you need. And perhaps we can lay the chest on the thighs. Notice what you're feeling. Maybe it's just the wobbliness in the right leg. Maybe there's so much that you're feeling that you can't identify. Now, remember, you can be coming out of that. Others of you may want to see if you can bring your elbows over your shins. Those of you who are still here, hook that foot behind that arm. Bending the elbows, look forward. Put some weight in your arms and then in the right foot. Weight in the arms, then in the right foot. Where's your mind? Where are your emotions? Are we getting anxious? Are we getting eager? Be in the moment. Feel this. Don't project to anywhere else. Begin again. Good. We're going to go in reverse. Each piece. Coming back, lengthening, coming back up, uncrossing, patience. I had to work on it. Coming up to standing. Preparation for Galavasana. Breath in, let's lift. Lift the waist. So much got compressed down here. Lift from the waist. Ventilate, breath, and forward fold. We'll plant the palms, stepping it back to plank. Arms are our new legs, shifting forward and back. You can do this on your knees. Let's make our way down to our bellies. Propping ourselves up on our forearms, inner thighs together. We'll bend the right leg. Now, we did this once before. We did this in our side plank. And let's release it down. Inner thighs together. Chest is lifting up. Bend the right leg. What are we experiencing in the belly? In the hip bones. Really let the tummy breathe. Feel that breath in the lowest part of your abdomen, expanding against the floor. Notice if that right knee is trying to splay out just by lifting that heel. And lower down. Let's switch. Breath. Begin again. If you're saying, wait a minute, what happened? What are we doing? I thought we were going fast. I thought we were doing this crazy arm balance. Change. Be present in your physical body. Accept what is going on. Notice the tendencies of your mind. What are we doing with this gift of breath? With this gift of awareness and consciousness right now? And lower. All right, we're going to bend the right leg. And see about taking that right hand back and finding that foot ankle. You could take a towel or a strap. Inner thighs staying together. Pulling the heel toward the right butt. Now, how about toward the right side of the butt? Notice whether that heel wants to roll inward. Breath. Now, notice how much pressure and tension you're putting on pulling. Express some acceptance in how much energy you're putting to that. How much energy are you putting in your neck? Could you unclench your left butt cheek? Because I'm calling myself out. Feeling some space and some ease in that low back. Ooh, and gently release. Now that may not be for everyone, depending on what's going on with the knees or the hips, okay? You could just stay doing this. You don't need to find the clasp. Apply that same principle that we did in the side plank. All right, I'm going to bend my left knee. I'm going to see if that left hand wants to find foot, ankle, making sure I'm not bossing my body around and I'm treating it with tenderness, a tender caress. Practicing my breath, one breath at a time. Practicing some gratitude for each breath that I've been given. Trying to extend that gratitude into my understanding that that next breath is not promised. So how much can I savor it? My expression of what I want to do with my breath, not coveting how other people are using their breaths. Unsqueeze the right butt. Good. Gently release. All right, we're going to walk the palms back alongside the ribs. Notice I'm bringing those palms down alongside my lowest ribs. And I'm seeing if my upper arms and lower arms want to find a 90 degree. The wrists a 90 degree with the forearm. The elbows a 90 degree with the upper arm. Try not to let those elbows splay out to the sides, pinning them. Now draw the shoulders down toward your butt, gaze down, and just lift your nipples off the floor. Yes, I said nipples. Press down through the hands. Whatever shape your chest is, just see, okay, could I lift nipples? What's doing the lifting? Feel that out. What's going on in your arms? What's going on in your abdominals? What's going on in your buttocks, your spinal muscles? Are the nipples lowering or rising? Now stay here in the cobra, or some of you may wish to press tops of the feet down onto the floor. Lift your knees off the floor. Push down with the arms and lift the hips, knees off the floor, drawing the chest up. This is upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. It may not last long. Breath. Shoulders down. What's aspiring upward with ease? What's rooting downward with ease? Don't struggle. And down dog. Breath. Child's pose. Sinking the hips back. Maybe turn your palms upward. Nice way to bring a new element into your space. Observing our forearms and our upper arms and what they're doing in a different way. Maybe doing things differently on our mat. Prepare us and allow us to have some practice space at that beginner's mind for when we go off the mat out into that outer world.
That outer world that can make us feel bombarded, that outer world that can make us feel as though we have zero control. And guess what? We don't have any. All we have is our inner landscape and how we react. What is it that we're seeing and how are we reacting to what we're seeing, our perception? All right, we'll flip the palms. Breathe in, come forward to hands and knees. If you're joining, exhale, down dog. Change something, be present. New area of the body. Maybe it's the arms, maybe it's the chest, maybe it's the nipples. Who knows? Your body. Pick. Be there. Learn. Accept. Breath in, look forward, step, walk, jump the feet up, half flat back, forward fold. Breath in as we rise. Where are we rising from? Practice it differently. Exhale, forward fold. Let something go. Practice it differently. Half flat back. Palms down, stepping to plank. Maybe your practice differently is do something consistently. Lower through. Breath in, make a choice. Up dog or cobra, no cobra dogs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Look forward, step walker, jump the feet up. Half flat back. Forward fold. Inhale, rise. Hands to prayer chair. All right, I'm going to do this one frontally. Right leg, hands wherever you need. Maybe you stay right here. Right ankle, finding your chair. Maybe chest coming forward. Where's your breath? Where's your mind? Elbows across that shin. Flex the foot, hooking it behind that left arm. Hands down, elbows remaining bent. You gotta jump back a little bit. Shin resting on the back of that elbow, looking up. Maybe your left foot comes off the earth. Maybe not. Breath. Maybe that left leg lifts up to the sky. Maybe not. Breath. Bring that left foot down. Take your time. Reach the torso forward. Coming back up. Uncross. Come to standing. Breath in. Exhale, let it go. Good. Let's come to plank. Lower down. Inner thighs together. Let's do a sphinx first. Elbows under shoulders, inner thighs together, loosen the buttocks, pressing down through the forearms, drawing the top of the head up, chin releasing. Ribs expanding, belly expanding. Maybe stay here and lift that right heel while you're lifting the chest, pressing down through the arms. What are we experiencing? What's new? What are we liking, not liking? What are we fighting? And switch. Could you grow taller in the chest? Find that back bend, that heart lift without strain. And release. We'll lower the chest down, turn the head to one side. Nice deep breath. Let's turn the head to the other side. All right, so we can take our gaze forward or rest your forehead onto the mat. And let's see, we're all going to have a different experience in our knees and our hips here. You might need a blanket for under your knees or a pillow. I'm going to ask my right knee to bend and hike outward. Now I'm going to lay my belly as flat to the floor as I can and just feel that hip opener. Some of you may wish to lengthen that leg out and see where the groin and the inner hip, how is it navigating that? Maybe you want to lengthen it out a little bit more, maybe not. What's new? Sink heavy in the hips. Practice your breath. What are we doing with this breath? How much trust could we put in this breath to bring us ease? How do we do that? Bring your beginner's mind to that. How do I invite my breath to bring me ease? I'll bend this knee. Straighten it back out. And I'm going to get ready for the other side. Maybe turn your gaze, turn your neck. And we'll slide that left knee out. Remember, honoring that this side is a different side. Maybe staying here or straightening that leg. Breathing in. Breathing out. Be in this moment. Not in all the past moments on our mat, this moment. Feel your groin, feel the air in your groin. Feel the clothing on your skin. Feel the muscles in your face. Feel the liquid in your body. Can you be aware of the saliva in your mouth at this moment? What are we doing with this breath? What are we doing with our consciousness in this moment? Now maybe you bend this left knee again or keep it straight. I'm going to show you where we're going to go. I'm going to prop my forearms up. Now that's my left leg out to the side. I'm going to slide and scooch as much of the back of my right arm onto the mat. And then peel and rotate the left arm and the chest open. Again, that left leg could have remained straight or bent. Spinal twist. Maybe lift the head and pull it up longer, like you're lengthening the neck of a turtle. And then place it down. Experience lengthening in your spine. Experience this new moment. Embrace the new moment. We don't have to attack it. We don't have to shape it to our will. Embrace and accept everything that's tight, everything that's open. As a moment of gratitude for consciousness, just being grateful to be conscious and feeling and aware. What a gift. That is sentience. Gratitude for sentience. When you're done with that, you don't have to be done right now. We'll come back onto our bellies, just going in reverse. Begin. Don't make it something that you've done before. Experience the floor of the mat against your body as you slide, scrape. Feel your spinal column coming out of that rotation. If that left leg is straight, go ahead and bend it, and we'll eventually lengthen that leg back. Feel that in your back, your core. No rush. Begin again with that right leg. Experience your body weight. Where in your body can you experience your body weight? Heavy parts might feel easy to be aware of. Can you feel the weight of your wrists? Can you feel the weight of your eyelids? If you let your lips and your cheeks and your eyelids go, could you feel them sag? Choose the positioning of your right leg when you're ready. We'll lift the chest up and help ourselves slide, maneuver the back of that left arm onto the mat, peeling it open. Maybe that right shoulder touches the floor, maybe it doesn't. You're choosing what you're beginning here. Either beginning letting go or beginning trying a new adjustment or level of deepening. What are you beginning? What are you exploring as though it's the very first time? In breath, in awareness. On a purely physical level. What have we not let go of in the neck, fingers, toes, throat, jaw? New level. Key word is new. Maybe bending the right knee first. We're going to roll onto our backs. Make that a new experience. Not in a hurry to get anywhere. Experience every microsecond of the transitioning. Allowing ourselves to position ourselves maybe on the center of the mat if we care. Maybe an aspect of beginner's mind is we're letting ourselves not care. Ooh. I'm centering myself on the gray because me on a black mat, you guys will lose me. I'll just be arms and legs. We'll invite the knees in toward the chest. Change something about how you're holding it, how much pressure. Experience your breath. Maybe rocking, maybe not. Good. I'm going to bring the feet down, roll it over to one side. A little bit of a fetal position here. Embracing the symbolism. Our actual beginning as a fresh, new, vibrant life, just being. No expectation, just being, floating in our fluids. Our heart is beating. Experience that existence. Taking our time, bringing ourselves up with attention, awareness, sentience. And finding a seated space. So grateful to be able to share a practice today. I didn't know where that would go, so that was interesting. It's wonderful to be able to share our practice together in beginning and beginning again. Maybe a single Om to join together, knowing that our vibrations are energy waves. So they're going to touch one another. So they'll have our own little sound hug, sound embrace. Hands to the heart center. All that is love and kindness in me recognizes and is deeply grateful for the love and kindness in you. When you're in that space in you, and I am in that space in me, we are one. May we all share that in connection with one another, in an empathy and love for one another. Namaste. Thanks. Not a chatty crew today, so I'm imagining that a couple of you are still here. Thank you for joining. If you want to check out more, please go to justbeyoga.com or just go to our YouTube or our Facebook channel and check out our playlists of the different types of classes: basics, power, chakra, and the home yoga practice. As always, if you wish to offer a donation, we gratefully accept it. We've been donation based for 10 years. So any amount that you wish to give definitely keeps our operation going. Pays the bills. And I really appreciate it. Thank you all. Namaste.